In the complex world of the young and the restless, Sharon Newman is facing one of the worst crises of her life. Not only is she burdened by past wrongdoings, but she is also trying to cover up her guilt over Heather's death. However, this is not easy, especially when Daniel Romalotti and his daughter Lucy are searching for the truth about Heather's mysterious death. Meanwhile, Nick Newman, along with Mariah Copeland and Faith Newman, are also asking many questions about Sharon's confession. Will the truth soon be revealed, or will Sharon continue to be entangled in an increasingly complex web of lies? Sharon has faced many storms in her life, but this time, she seems to be sliding down a dark path that she cannot control. Instead of confessing all the bad things she has done, Sharon chooses to find a way to escape everyone's suspicion. She knew that if she revealed the truth about Heather's death, everything would fall apart. Not only her life, but also the trust of her family and friends. Sharon insisted that the reason for her confession had nothing to do with Heather, but that only added to the confusion. Why would she confess without giving the most important details? Nick Newman, who had always cared for and wanted to protect Sharon, could not understand the truth behind her confession. Meanwhile, Mariah and Faith were also in the dark about what Sharon was really hiding. Sharon seemed unwilling to admit all her guilt, especially those related to Heather's death. Instead, she claimed that she had confessed about Cassie, her daughter who had died many years ago, and about how she had let her family down. This could have been Sharon's way of distracting everyone from the devastating truth that was hidden. Perhaps Sharon's conversation at Cassie's grave had awakened something in her. She realizes that, more than anything, she needs to hold on to her freedom and her family. Cassie was Sharon's inspiration and the love of her life, and now her memory is what keeps her going. But will that be enough to help Sharon overcome the darkness she's created for herself? Y&R has cleverly crafted a storyline with multiple layers of meaning. Sharon seems to have done everything she could to cover up the crime scene and dispose of Heather's body. But what if it was all an act? Did Sharon really confess to what she did, or was she simply staging a fake confession to make everyone think she was repentant? It's possible that Sharon will admit that she stopped taking her meds, or worse, that she refused help from her family when she needed it most. This opens up a major plot twist as Sharon confronts the truth, which could bring relief to Nick, Mariah, and Faith. However, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Heather's disappearance raises bigger questions and has Daniel and Lucy on edge. While Sharon tries to put things in perspective, Daniel Romalotti and his daughter, Lucy, are trying to find out the truth about Heather's disappearance. Lucy, who is very close to her mother, is worried and confused when she has no information about Heather's whereabouts. Daniel, with his fatherly instincts, knows that something is very wrong. When Daniel receives a text message from Heather's phone, Lucy hopes that it is a sign that her mother is safe. But that hope is quickly dashed when Daniel reads the message with a confused look on his face. The message is not really from Heather, but perhaps a ploy by Sharon to continue to hide the truth. Sharon, in a desperate attempt, sends fake text messages from Heather's phone, making Daniel and Lucy believe that Heather needs some time alone and doesn't want to be contacted. Heather even talks about her failed relationship with Daniel, adding to the sense of uncertainty and anxiety. Sharon hopes that this will be enough to dissuade Daniel from continuing his search. But she can't help but think that the truth always has a way of coming out, no matter how hard she tries to hide it. Sharon may have succeeded in fooling everyone for a while, but the truth about Heather's death is still a ticking time bomb. Daniel and Lucy won't give up their search easily, and Nick, who has always cared for Sharon, may soon notice the signs of trouble. This plot is reaching a climax as Sharon confronts her wrongdoings. Will she have the courage to admit her guilt, or will she continue to live in lies and hiding? And if the truth about Heather comes out, what will happen to Sharon? Will Nick, Mariah, and Faith be able to forgive her, or will everything fall apart? Subscribe to Y&R for the latest news on our channel.